Bat Force Radio.
Bat Force Radio is rated M for mature, or should that be immature?
Hey guys, it's Dustin Wynn.
Hey, this is Scott Snyder.
This is Paul Dini.
And you're listening to Bat Force Radio.
And you're listening to Bat Force Radio.
You're listening to Bat Force Radio.
This is Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman. And you're listening to Bat Force Radio, so stay tuned.
Welcome to Bat Force Radio, the Batman/DC podcast with no limits. At this moment in time, the most consistent Batman-driven podcast in existence. Pretty cool. Happy Thanksgiving. Got a little fun Thanksgiving episode for you. On the panel, I have Grandpa Batman from Shoot 'em Up, Texas.
Howdy.
Got Big Teasers over in Jersey.
Hello.
And I am Bat Force Times over in New York City. We got a nice one to chew on tonight for the Thanksgiving episode. First, before you even get into it, guys, what's your favorite? I think I asked this yearly. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side?
I mean, we're not counting dessert. We're just true sides.
Yeah, like a true side. Oh, you think of that mac and cheese, ain't you, boy? Oh, you love that mac and cheese.
I mean, that's not your traditional side, but that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great.
Now, you always send me pictures of your mac and cheese around this time of year.
Man, I had some tonight, too.
Oh!
Damn.
Louis.
I go with some stuffing with some, what's that, like brown gravy on it?
Yeah. Oh, that's my answer, too. I have stuffing on like once or twice a year, and it's around this time, so it tastes good. What about you, T?
Probably some mash with some gravy.
Good mash.
That's like an all year round staple for me. But I'm not a big Thanksgiving guy. But I feel like you have to.
Hey, whoa! We don't speak like that over here. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never, even as a kid, the stuffing was just not for me. It has that weird aftertaste, but to each their own, right?
Yo, they got this stuffing that has like ground up turkey meat in it.
Oh,
okay.
Oh my god.
God damn, Louis.
and a little bit of mac and cheese in there.
Man, food coma.
Ooh.
Are you guys? You like turkey or ham, or do you guys do something else?
I like ham. I like turkey too, but I like dark meat turkey. I don't like dry white turkey. You know,
right.
Unless you pour some gravy on it. But like a good leg out of the turkey is always good with some gravy.
I feel like gravy is like the star of Thanksgiving. I mean, without it, nothing else. I mean, it kind of ties everything together. You know,
it's like that lube. You know, just
like that. Yeah, that big bow. Yeah.
Yeah, gravy makes everything work pretty much. You got your side, you got your cream corn, your cranberry. You guys ever have sweet potato with marshmallows?
Yeah, that's a classic. That's cool.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. You know, your Brussels sprouts and all right. And now, what about dessert? I have once or twice a year. I have pecan pie because that's a staple too for Thanksgiving for me.
I'm glad that you pronounced it right, because I'm like, some people say pecan, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I like me some. It's very rich, but I like to have it once or twice a year. It really makes it feel like Thanksgiving. What about you guys? What's your dessert of choice for Thanksgiving? Gobble gobble.
I'm either pumpkin pie or some cherry cobbler.
Ooh! God damn, boy!
Man,
that's
bigger in Texas.
That's a nice dessert right there, cherry cobbler. What about you, Teasy man? A stack of Oreos?
No, definitely not.
Unbelievable.
No, I mean, if there's apple pie on there, I'll grab some apple pie or something. Again, I'm not really going to go heavy into it, but I think that's like a cool little accent. Apple pie is kind of like what gravy does for the food. I think apple pie kind of has that consistency to take you there, right?
Very true. You saw what it did in American Pie, so it definitely takes
you there.
Yeah,
Jesus, how many push-ups do you do in between bites of apple pie?
that's a good question.
Jeez, you know what? I'll have to let you know that day. It's been a while since I did a push up.
Okay.
Do you guys ever watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
I don't really get the opportunity to because I'm driving most of the time.
yeah. Will you drive on Thanksgiving morning?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, this year we're actually going on Wednesday, so I may actually get to see it.
Yeah, it's fun. Next year's the 100th anniversary. It's kind of
Wow,
pretty
that's
wild.
crazy.
Yeah.
Now,
They
is it this parade or is it the Christmas one that they're going to have the French Bulldog in?
It's this parade, Thanksgiving, because the Thanksgiving Day Parade is the parade with all the floats.
Okay.
So Louis will be in this parade, but I heard he's suing because they didn't get permission to use his likeness. So is that any truth? Goddamn, Louis.
Man, that guy hustles. He's
And
he's got to pay his rent.
He sure does, and farts pretty much. But
Ooh.
if farts were currency, then
Ooh, I'd be a rich man.
And have you guys ever seen the Cheers Thanksgiving episode with the food fight?
No.
You
I
guys
don't remember that one.
It's one of the best sitcom episodes ever. You'll laugh from start to finish. Highly recommended. I watch it every year.
My dad made us watch. He loved that show WKRP, and they have this episode for Thanksgiving, and it's kind of become like its own little cult classic, where they do this promotion for turkeys, turkey giveaway. And I don't know what happens. I can't really explain the episode, but basically the gist of the show at the end is where they're supposed to be like throwing out turkeys to the people. They're throwing them out from like an airplane. And these turkeys, these live turkeys are hitting the ground, splatting on the ground.
Yo, what the fuck? That's hilarious. I'm going to have to add that to the rotation. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I love that. I love Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is really the show opener for Christmas. It's always good times. So it's always good times. And we got a good one tonight. We got a big turkey in the oven tonight. We are covering. It's called The Batman in First Night, a Detective Comics adventure, a Black Label throwback to the golden age of Batman, by Dan Jurgens with Mike Perkins and Mike Spicer. All sound like porn star names, by the way, for some reason. But this is really cool golden age Batman story. It has horror elements in it. Has gorgeous artwork and a lot of cool Easter eggs. Why don't we do initial thoughts real quick? We'll do a little different. After reading it the first time, how'd you guys feel about this one?
Go tease us.
I thought it was really smooth. Any opportunity to read just another kind of golden age book, which we never have that opportunity to where there's a reimagination of Batman in his first appearance. You're just ingrained to just check it out and see how it gets modernized, because growing up as a kid, it's just like you didn't really get to understand how really gritty this Batman is, right? And how aggressive, because he doesn't have the tech. He's really still new to the game, and he's kind of torn, right? He's torn with his inner demon. So any opportunity to kind of delve more into this classic Batman, I really love. So the splash pages were great. The mood, the inks, I loved it. I'm definitely going to start making this kind of a tradition to kind of read it more and more and revisit it once in a while.
Oh, nice sound rotation.
Something definitely
I like
different. Yeah, no, I think it's worth. I would love, as we talk more about this, but this is something that I think could definitely be an extension in like this type of universe. It's very fitting to kind of move forward into the ages of Batman with this realm of First Night.
That's a good point because I was thinking about it today. I have read Batman Golden Age omnibuses, and let me tell you, it's not for everyone. It's very it's very good, but it's very dense.
It needs a little gravy. Is that what you said?
It needs something because it's you need to really want to be into words to read it because there's a lot of but the stories are really good. It really is cool to see the history of Batman in that way, in that scope. And you got to think about like pulp, noir, all that stuff that was really popular at the time. Very good storytelling, Bill Finger. And I'll just give you a little example. I remember reading this one issue of Golden Age Batman. Batman was hunting a mafia family, and what Batman did, he was on a rooftop and he was, in pursuit of two guys on foot. The way Bill Finger wrote it was Batman made sure that the press got images of Batman pursuing them, so it would take the spotlight off the mafia and put a little bit more on Batman, so the mob would be more laxed, so Batman could get in easier. That's the kind of way Bill Finger was thinking when he was writing Golden Age stuff. So going back to seeing modern version. So this book right here, First Night, it's a modern version of Golden Age Batman, and to see it in this aesthetic, this artwork is so cool because Golden Age artwork is it's very flat and it's very illustrative, but this is just gorgeous. I mean,
yeah, it's very newspaper printish, right? Minimal color.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very good. Well, but before we derail too much, so what about your initial thoughts, Gramps?
Yeah, I was very excited when they first announced this, and couldn't wait for the collected, hardcover version to come out. I'm going to be honest, I don't really read Golden Age Batman at all. I've read a couple of, obviously the very first story and some follow-ups from there, but I really didn't read much Golden Age. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
it's a little cheesy for me, and the artwork is, it is what it is. But I've always loved this design, that Bill Finger's design of Batman in this style, because he looks demonic. He doesn't look like
he looks like a bat.
He looks like a bat. He looks, like a devil. I love it. I have up, behind me, I have one of the statues where it's the Bill Finger Batman. And he's got the cape all in front of him. It's so cool. I love it. And so, just like what Tiza said, I would love to see this continue for more issues and be an ongoing thing, and I love the time period that it's in, the late 30s, right on the precipice of World War II, the U.S. getting into World War II. Everything is so street level. Everything,
Tommy guns,
gritty.
Even the way they talk. I mean, this reminds me of watching those old mobster movies. I love it.
I like the trend. I like the trend. I mean, there's a Golden Age trend to bring it into modern day. Like we saw that with Kid Crusader, the animated series. That was Golden Age Batman. So
as I was reading this, I was like, what would be pretty cool is if they took some of those old Golden Age stories and just kind of remixed them and revamped them with some modern art.
Yeah, I agree.
How that would look. I think that'd be just kind of neat.
Yeah, get back. Yeah, that'd be cool to get down to. It's like taking old history and giving it a tune-up. Really, just giving it a new base. So I think one of the appeals for me for Golden Age that kept me interested was learning. Oh shit! Like Clayface was one of the first rogues, and this guy killed people in the past, and the Joker did this, and to really see where it all came from, and with this one, it's just so interesting because they incorporate. I guess they talk about. I think there was a nod to Prohibition, so many historical factors of that time. They didn't slip anywhere. And they kept it in that time period. They were very disciplined when making sure that it's within this time period. And then they also
the inside cover of the book, had these newspaper articles that some of these were, obviously these ones shown right here are more of like fictional Gotham City Gazette type things, but on one of the inside sleeves it talks about Nazis rally at the garden and Mussolini, and I mean it's talking about real events that happened in that era, just to kind of set the stage, because that's where the U.S. and where history was in the world when these characters came out. Superman was basically created as a response to some of the Axis world leaders and stuff like that,
the Great Depression too.
The Great Depression,
the bread lines and all that.
And this story is smack dead in the Great Depression, which kind of sets the tone, right?
We don't really ever see that in Batman stories, and it makes total sense. You're like, oh yeah, they really were going through that. That's what kind of really sets Bruce Wayne even further apart from the common man, because he's this guy that has everything. You hear the way they talk about him in this book, they're like, who's this guy driving this car? Why is he so, what makes him so special?
So the story is about some guy behind the curtains calling the shots, called The Voice, communicating via radio, and he has he's behind having these almost undead henchmen killing prominent figures in Gotham City so this guy could take power or something like that, right? And it's when I got Two-Face vibes when I'm looking at some of these guys with their monstrous the monstrous texture of their faces, and
a little bit of Clayface, a little bit of Toothface, and I just love the setting of how it starts. Right, it starts kind of just like out of a crime movie, right? That just gripped my attention. Just seeing all the details in the like, I'm assuming it's like an Italian restaurant. The curtains are over the victim's head. We've seen this in a lot of horror movies, and they just get the ball rolling right off the top. They're not even hiding that there's a head on the table.
Dude, I know you guys laughed at that. I know you guys laughed at that panel when Gordon's going to the cops. This funny to you? And he goes, "Sorry, Commish, long day. Nothing worth losing your head over." It's so good, bro.
I love the way that the vernacular and the way that they talk is from that period, and you kind of read it in your head with that type of swing that they had. Hey, nothing to lose your head about,
Yeah.
Hey, Commish, Sarge, we gotta go down. Can a fella get a drink? I knew you. That was a funny line. Nothing worth losing your head. Oh, it's so Gotham City because they can make a joke at some guy being decapitated.
Yeah, because they're desensitized, I'm sure, right? They've seen these brash murders, and in the Depression, it's like
the old breed.
A lot of death.
And this is a black label book, so a
lot of good cursing in it.
They let them get away. I mean, we're not just talking about a guy missing a head. We're seeing the full on spinal column and throat and all the juicy stuff. His neck's like, when I saw that, I was like, oh wow.
I said this years ago in the back. Every time you say something in Bat Force Radio years ago, eventually it comes true. This happened so many times. But I remember when I said something along the lines of, it's when we were reading like Earth One with Jeff Johns, and somebody cursed, and we never really seen that before because it didn't go to Black Label yet. And I always said, I like that because this is how people in Gotham City talk. You know, it's more, it
Right.
feels more authentic to the city and the story and the mythology of the Batman universe. So when I was reading this and they're allowed to say things and curse, whatever, it felt more authentic. It felt like this is how the story should play out. You know, so
Yeah.
yeah. So there's a string of
Killing off the councilman and like assassination of political figures there in Gotham City. And
what's cool is you see that red car. That's actually the first Batmobile in the books, and I don't know what the model's called, but that red car is exactly how.
I always thought it was interesting in the Golden Age how Bruce Wayne just had this casual relationship with Jim Gordon. It was almost like he was his lunch buddy, you know?
Yeah, they were smoking pipes and everything.
I mean, they kind of like allude to that in the beginning where they're kind of saying, hey, Jim, you know, you should kind of be aware of, you know, your figure and how close you are to Bruce. And then he kind of speaks to how, you know, this version of Jim is so indebted to protecting Bruce because of the relationship that he had with his family. So he's definitely like a uncle or like a father figure to Bruce, right?
Yeah.
And this version of Bruce is a lot more lonelier, and I think that kind of you know, alludes to the depression and the fact that even someone who's so rich because of this loss lives in full emptiness, right? Like his house is in pretty much disarray, right? He's not a playboy, you know, player really. He's kind of just feels indebted to Gotham, and he wants to find purpose at this stage of his life.
Yeah.
Well, he even mentions, you know, because Bruce shows up very early in the book, you know, after Gordon is at the murder scene of victim number 1, or whatever he is. And he's like, hey, I'm surprised to see you driving. And he's like, you know, most people of your, you know, status have a driver. And he says, well, the butler, you know, left when I was moved away and he never came back. And there's this panel there where Bruce is like, as he's saying that, I kept looking at it going, who is this? Because I mean, the way that he draws Bruce is like one of those old time actors, and I kept thinking, who is this? And I started researching, you know, just old time classic actors. And I mean, is it just me or does he look just like Rock Hudson?
Yeah, I can see that.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wow, they're really going for it, you know, pressing that, you know, that visual aspect of we're going to set it in this era and we're going to use people that were in movies during that time as well, you know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty close match. I'm seeing some photos now.
That's a good pickup. For another pickup, if you guys go to the page with the red car, which is the first Batmobile ever, two interesting things. Number one, there's a question mark right next to Bruce's head. That's in the form of smoke, I guess, when he's holding his cow. And if you go down to the bottom of the page, that panel with the silhouette of Batman with his cape on, I guess he just changed over. That silhouette is from the very first image you ever saw of Batman in a comic book panel. And
really?
Yeah. So pretty cool stuff right there. They play, you know, a lot of Easter eggs, and I know Gramps picked up on some good ones too. You know, I guess we'll eventually get into that as well.
And I like how, you know, obviously they're kind of, you know, following the footprints that Bill Finger created in the universe, but you know, in this timeline of his story, he doesn't have a Batcave yet per se. He just has this warehouse, that he goes to in the city.
There's a the mayor's mansion, and when they had a butler, when I read it quick, I almost thought that was Alfred for a second.
Yeah,
not even in this story.
Yeah, he's not, but like I just assumed it was Alfred because of the way he's dressed. But then I guess I'll just call him Tweedledee and Tweedledum, these undead goons that are coming out everywhere, man. It's just It's freaking disgusting, man. Horror movie aesthetic, man. Like,
I mean,
Clay-
these blades that these guys had were freaking like swords and machetes. Like they were just ready to just go.
and the way they speak, they're like, "You die, man," or like just grotesque, monstrous henchmen, man. Nasty stuff. And they're going after the mayor. Batman comes swooping in to the
Yeah,
mayor's office.
this splash page. Once I saw this, I got really locked in. I was like, wow, this is the whole point of modernizing in the storytelling of taking the golden age and revamping it to
Yeah,
modern times, because this is beautiful. This is like everything that we want to see. The gloves,
yeah,
down to just the gestures. And also how he kind of just he uses that cape to kind of swoop in, and it has that really organic. He's not so
mm,
it's not so scary, but kind of like what Gramps was saying before. He's very demonic looking, and
mm,
he uses his body. It's like he doesn't have much, but his grit, and he
yeah.
just he gets down and dirty, and this is what I really like about it.
Well, it's pretty raw when you think about it. There are really no gadgets. There's no sidekicks, no Bat Family, not even really a rogues gallery. This is just raw Batman,
Fisticuffs type stuff. It's like
just the suit, nice car, and yeah, and his skills as he studied, I guess medicine or anything he learned from his father, and chemistry, things of that nature. But very raw Batman.
Yeah,
Very
you
cool.
can. I mean, you can see just from this fight alone that he's getting his ass handed to him.
Yeah, I mean these guys are like metahumans at this point with whatever's going on with them. We got the colorist did a really good job as
Dude.
well.
Yeah, they really make the images pop off the page.
Yeah,
And I love how they emphasize a lot of the motion and the action, especially like, there's one panel where Batman's getting pulled back by his cape, and, Mike Spicer used like different shades of yellow and red to kind of create that sense of motion. Like he's getting
yeah,
stopped in his place and then even crammed down. Yeah. This whole book is just, amazing visually. You don't even need to read the words. You can just kind of follow along with your eyes.
yeah. And then you have these I call it like side quests when he just randomly stops in the synagogue to talk to the rabbi about everything that's going on in all around the world, and it's just it was interesting because it just did not fit with the story, really. Like it just
yeah, he kind of just crashes and lands right in front of a synagogue, and to me, I've never seen anything like this, and I thought it was an interesting just play out of nowhere, like you said, this side story, this little tidbit, and
yeah,
it's cool. Coming out of they're in the Depression. I'm imagining, obviously, in the past few years, society they've feared a lot of things in the world and a lot of the unknown, and I was trying to make these connections with how they felt back then, where the Hitlers of the world, or just they didn't know what was coming out of Europe, and this rabbi is very humble, and he's trying to instill some humanity in Bruce, and he's asking about just him, how he's portrayed, and I like the relationship. You don't expect him to have this connection with this rabbi,
yeah,
and he showed empathy to him, right? He made him like some tea or drink and just try to rehabilitate him.
yeah.
But in Batman fashion, he just kept it moving. But it was very cool.
Yeah, I think DC is doing a focused approach of bringing in modern issues into their storytelling. And even this is showing, even back then, like you said, here we are, 90 years ago, and we're still dealing with some of the same issues that were happening back then. And this book really does a very good job of showing, hey, everything's kind of full circle and it's cyclical, and you know, even back then, there were still some of the things that we deal with and continue to deal with today.
Right.
And so, I mean, it's a very intelligent way to not only build a better and deeper story, but also kind of to show, yeah, these are, you know, these issues that we deal with in our society. It's good to put them on the page. I hate when people say, you know, they complain about keep politics out of comics. Well, you know what? Then you're going to just go read some My Little Pony or something like that, because that's embedded in so many comics, even Marvel comics.
Even DKR.
Well, I mean,
Oh, baby.
no, I'm just looking, you know, that's what makes the world that we live in, and that's what comics will represent and should represent, you know.
Right, and that's why you can almost kind of retell these stories every so years, because there's a new response to the current climate of the world, right? And with that, you're kind of revealing a whole new iteration, but then you're also, like you just said before, like connecting the dots to previous and seeing how, unfortunately, in society, these things are cyclical and they come back.
Yeah.
And it's something to learn from, right? Because it's crazy that in 1934 there's this persecution, and in 2025 we're seeing that again, right? It's nuts. It's nuts that it's even a thing, right?
Right. So I like we got Bruce going back to Wayne Manor in the red hot Batmobile. And he doesn't have Alfred there, you know. He has to take care of himself.
Yeah.
And he gets, you know, a surprise guest, and it's Julie Madison pops up.
Yeah. With Sir Martin Brock, asking them why they pulled the funding for their show or something like that.
For their movie, yeah.
Yeah. I just love how people could just randomly show up to Wayne Manor, like it's.
And he answers the door. I mean, if you just got home from a fight and you got a black eye, there'd be no way you'd answer the door, but he does. She asked him if he boxes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they ask him.
Yeah, he hits the box in his spare time. That's right.
So then they leave, and he's doing fingerprints on the blade, which is pretty cool. I like to see that detective work. It's cool with Golden Age Batman and this stuff, because he doesn't have this high-tech advanced lab. He has raw materials, just like they did in the Cape Crusader animated series. It was cool to see his like little labs, little chemistry kit or whatnot. Very minimal but effective for detective work and whatnot. So I always thought, it's a nice touch to it. I like the simplicity of it.
Yeah, there's just zero tech, right? He just has a magnifying glass. He has this little brush that's kind of that he works into like the fingerprints.
Yeah, because we're so used to seeing him with like supercomputers,
right?
From like animated series, and so that's a nice touch. And then he goes back on the trail. He's back in Gordon's office, talking to Gordon. He's saying that he has the prints and he needs his help.
I mean, when he pops in that window at Gordon's office, I mean, I love how they always have like smoke around when he enters into a place.
Yeah.
It's very much like the Shadow or something, it's kind of mystic. And I mean, it's probably, Gordon's pipe smoke, but it just adds to the aura when it comes in the room,
It adds to the noirness of it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I find it very funny how he's just covering his mouth, like he
doesn't want to breathe in the smoke.
Oh, that's he doesn't want to breathe in the Gordon.
The Louis farts.
Like, ew.
Yeah, some of my favorite scenes in all of Batman mythology take place in Gordon's office when Batman crawls through the window. I don't know why. I love that noir feel to it, and their conversations always swift and profound. It's always fun.
You would think at some point Gordon would say, you know what, I'm going to get some remote control lock windows and lock him in here so he can't leave. Yes. He's always popping out when he turns his head or something.
Just break the window.
No, but I do like when he's like, like what Steve said, he's always covering up his face because obviously he wants to conceal that.
Yeah.
He knows Gordon would recognize him probably.
Oh, that's interesting because in every panel he's pretty much covering his face.
And you're obviously just, thanks to all the movies, you're obviously always imagining him disguising his voice, like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I always thought the whole Batfleck thing was great with his voice changer. It makes so much sense,
Do you think? I've always thought it's strange that, like, in the live versions, that Bruce never talked with like and don't beat me up, with like a New York accent.
Well, he was from Money, and when you're from Money, you go to
prep schools,
prep schools and private schools. So you're not really exposed to working class New Yorkers, so you really wouldn't have an accent anyway.
That makes sense. Yeah, he probably went away, and he did go away, right? So.
Yeah, but he does do the Matches Malone accent, which is fun. When he goes on the cover. So that's always. But you think about voices, just I think Michael Keaton was kind of brilliant where when he spoke like Batman, you couldn't really tell if it was him because he just spoke in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
He just kept his voice really low but loud enough for you to hear him. And then you have Christian Bale's like, but,
he's a little angrier, I guess, Yeah.
But that Batfleck voice changer, boy, and way that motherfucker beat the shit out of you. I still fuck with Batfleck, man. That guy was different, man. I don't give a fuck. That between the voice and the way he just pounded motherfucking skulls through the floor, god damn. But going back, good observation with him covering his face in front of Gordon. I didn't pick up on that. That was pretty good. Nice.
I also think it's interesting how he has a kind of a deal with a local pimp. I don't know.
Right, a brothel type.
Yeah,
the brothel.
Maxie. Is that supposed to be Maxie Zeus?
Probably. Right?
But
so he's. What happened?
Yeah.
One of the girls got lumped up.
Yeah, he kind of goes to Maxie for information, because he knows that his girls, deal with clients that
talk.
say things. That talk. So he kind of gives him some protection for information. They kind of have their deal set up,
Yeah.
You don't see that in modern Batman so much.
Mm.
Of course, there's not, this is during the Prohibition era also, there were different ways of making money back then, but
he's trying to get some info, and then he gets on the radio horn, and he says the fingerprint. Oh, that was a nice catch there.
Yeah, the fingerprint.
Nice
little nod to Bill Finger.
It's a Bill Finger, the creator of Batman, and
I like that we don't really get to see too many looks at the inside of Blackgate Prison.
Yeah, he's there with Gordon because the people that they're electrocuting, he believes, are the ones that are being turned into these monstrous henchmen, right?
Yeah, the fingerprint, came back from somebody that was recently executed at Blackgate. Yeah.
Right.
And they've got a guy on death row that night. So he's kind of put two and two together. So he's trying to stop the execution because he knows that somebody will get their hands on that body and turn it into another monster.
These cops are nuts. Oh, unless they're I don't want to give any spoilers, but it's funny how like when they caught Batman trying to meddle in what's going on, then they just threw him in the fucking chair.
Lit him up, boy.
Lit him up. Oh my God.
Like the Green Mile here.
No water on that sponge.
Boy. Yeah, that was an awesome panel where he's getting in the electric chair. What are they calling it? Old Sparky?
Old Sparky. You know what they said you earlier? It was like, when you know, but she's still sucking. Oh, hey, blokes.
I mean, yeah, like you said, the cops here. I mean, they just act. They don't think, and they're literally trying to kill a guy that just happened to
show up in the bat suit.
Show up in the bat suit. Of course, I mean, he did kind of let the prisoner go, but they were like, "Okay, you take his place, and we're going to put you in."
Yes, this guy, he's just leaving it like a cooked turkey, getting out of there, and he pretty much steals Gordon's car.
Yeah.
He gets himself back to Wayne Manor. He's taking a bath, and then
yeah, Gordon actually helps him get out of the electric chair just in time, right? And
after a few good jolts, like
Sparky definitely got some jolts, man.
And they kind of explain, they're like, well, how could he have survived that? And before this whole thing happened, Batman had shut down the power while they were trying to execute the convict, and one of the guys explains, well, by the time we got it all set up, it wasn't at full power, so he got a good jolt, but it wasn't like 20,000 volts or whatever that would have killed him.
Yeah,
I like how they explain that.
Yeah, the oven was only preheated to 300.
325, not 450.
Yeah, exactly. But these panels are just really, really cool. They remind me of very modern perspectives, like of the 90s. To me, this book is just really interesting when it comes to that, where a lot of like the moods are very soft in the brushstrokes, but whenever it's action, like we were saying before, they really go all out, and they create this motion through these panels in stillness because of the dynamic strokes and the typography, and also just the emotions of like Batman enduring this pain that you really don't see. These explorations of just the cowl and his expression, his lifeless expressions, or when he's jolted, he's kind of like, you can see how much pain he's going through.
Yeah. And then we get
he's smoking.
He's smoking.
He's escaping and he's like cooked, right?
He's literally cooked.
Yeah.
Hilarious. And just to jump a little, Julie Madison decides to just show up to Wayne Manor again. Walk right in, no problem. Reminds me of Vicky Vale walking into the Batcave. Fucking Alfred lets her in the fucking back.
This is what happens when there's no Alfred, It's like the door's unlocked.
Alfred. Where the fuck is Alfred? He's on modern continuity. He's not here. Where the fuck is this guy?
Well, he didn't show up later in the real Golden Age, right?
Yeah, that is true. That's true. So Julie Madison shows up, starts talking to old Bruce. What is it? Oh, very cool. So when they're in the kitchen, does that look familiar to you guys? That kitchen? Because that looks very much like
the one in the Flash, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Exactly.
looks very much like the one in the Flash. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I picked up on that too. Like when Keaton is cooking and then he starts like using the utensils to like defend himself.
Yeah. Some crazy ass bum.
Yeah. He looks like a squatter in his own house, right?
Yeah, his own house. Yeah, so he's having a cup of tea with old Miss Madison. What are you talking about?
She came to apologize because the funding for the movie, he got it set in motion. So
yeah,
she came to apologize for being so harsh to him, and
so then he goes down. This is really cool. So when he goes back to get his suit out of that vault, that's a nod to '89 Batman. That vault looks very much, or was it for Batman Returns when he opens the vault and the suits are in there? And then when he's looking at the suit with the bandages and his back facing you, that's like an Alex Ross nod as well.
For sure.
That's very cool.
I kind of got Alex Ross vibes when he was kind of self-medicating and like fixing his wounds in the beginning. But
Yeah.
this is like that cover.
Oh,
that we all know.
absolutely. So that's very cool.
I love how Madison calls him Sparky. You know, like there's that like Hollywood, golden age language of just Danes talking like that. I like that a lot.
Danes.
They use a lot of terms that, like, I had to look up to see, is this really a term?
Yeah.
Like, they call people mooks a lot.
Yeah.
Which means like someone's stupid or something like that. I was like,
yeah, I remember my grandparents era. You'd hear them say shit like that. Schmuck. I always preferred schmuck to mook, but it's it's all funny to me.
It's mook.
Yes. Oh shit. So wait, where are we back at the precinct? Let's see.
Gordon's still trying to find his car. I think that's funny.
It gets returned. Oh, this is cool. The scene on the bridge. This is very cool.
Yeah.
Now this reminds me of.
Yeah. They're trying to get the mayor to a safe spot.
Yeah. This reminds me of the Dark Knight with Christian Bale when the Joker rams that garbage truck to get to Harvey Dent, I believe it was. I don't know. I just got those vibes as well when they intercept the car. Good shot of the Tommy guns.
Yeah, I was about to say I love these little scenes of the Tommy gun because you just
And this is where we who's this gangster guy?
The Whip.
Yeah, Johnny the Whip or
Johnny
like
the Whip. Yeah.
Boy, and this is where the language goes up a little bit more in the intensity. Starting from here on out, it's almost like, okay, yeah, we're gonna go full on New York.
I'll tell you one thing. The accuracy of that Tommy gun is pretty sweet. That thing is they did the research on that one. All the details.
It kind of has like a Dick Tracy vibe a little bit, right? Just whenever you see these and these overly grotesque henchmen with the bad haircuts and the goons that are deformed, it just takes you to that time era and like a little nod to the movies growing up, which I really loved.
Hell yeah, yeah. I forgot what that Dick Tracy mobster was called with the messed up face, but there was
Tommy. Didn't Tommy Lee Jones play him or something like that?
I don't know. He did play Two-Face. So.
Oh, he played one of them, one of them played Mumbles. I think that was De Niro, not De Niro, Pacino or something. I have to watch.
He was the boss. Pacino. Yeah. So Johnny the Whip, he's out in the.
He's the one that controls the undead monster men. And boy, Batman puts on those brass knuckles, boy.
Old school.
Yeah, he's like trying to even out the playing field a little bit. He's like, all right, let me grab these brass knuckles. He's got the batarang, which is kind of cool.
Very cool looking batarang.
Yeah.
My great grandfather was a policeman during these times, and one of the things that we still had of his was his set of brass knuckles. And I'm telling you what, man, you could kill a man.
Bro, I do not want to get hit with brass knuckles, bro. That just sounds like torture.
I mean, heavy.
Oh.
It would probably break your own knuckles if you hit somebody hard enough, but I mean, it would probably just snap their jaw.
Oof.
I mean, you use that, you're looking for a TKO.
Yeah.
Swak. When he hits that zombie, it says swak. It's like
swak. Yeah, this is interesting how after this fight, he ends up in the water, then he washes up by this, I don't even know what you call it. It almost looks like a slum where these
like a hut, not a hut,
like a hut,
big house, but it's kind of like
they have a campfire going. Yeah, just and he looks like a monster when he, comes up from the water.
He is, he jumps in the river to get away from him, and then he basically walks through the, poorest area of Gotham where the rabbi is actually helping people. And some guys try to jump the rabbi.
I wonder if you could call this the Narrows, right? Maybe it's the Narrows.
Yeah. and he comes to the rescue of the rabbi swinging those brass knuckles, and the rabbi's telling him, "Stop! You know, you're
He's
going
like,
to get them."
the rabbi's like, "Stop! It's time for another side quest. Come in, come in, and let me give you more XP,
More
jewels,
L, more.
Yeah, he's like, with those brass knuckles, you're gonna kill a man. You know, like
It's so random. It's so fucking random and wedged in, but it's cool, I guess. It's just so fucking random. Oh, let me fall off a bridge, float over to this slum, and then see the rabbi again.
Well, you got to have somebody that is basically kind of like Alfred, and still shows that he's got his human side.
Yeah,
But
then Batman like reveals his identity to him as well. When he takes off his mask and they're talking shop.
You trust him enough.
Yeah. I guess it has to do with Batman's development as well as personality.
Just shows me if you give him 2 cups of tea, he'll take off his mask.
Yep. It's always that second cup that well, then we go back to the brothel, don't we? So he's talking to this other girl.
Yeah, he goes back to Maxie's house of fun. And
he's like, grills my dames without my permission.
Yeah, there's this one girl that knows something from one of her clients, and
it might have been, was it the whip? Was the whip one of the clients or somebody else?
No, it was one of the whip's henchmen or something like that.
Oh man,
because he knew something about these undead soldiers. He knew that.
Yeah.
So Batman's trying to get some more information from her.
Yeah, and then he gets protection for the rabbi in the synagogue from this guy.
Yeah, he basically uses some leverage against Maxie, and says that, you know what, you need to protect the rabbi because I know that you're Jewish. And he calls him by his real name, and kind of shows that, you know what, in these times, everyone needs to stand together to protect somebody.
Yeah. Then we cut over to the monster man going after Gordon with the whip present. Trying to kill this guy.
Gordon's the next on their list to assassinate.
Yeah. The Bat comes out swinging with the brass knuckles again. Does he punch a guy's head off?
He punches like a good chunk of his head off.
Yeah.
Those brass knuckles, he's getting his money's worth, man. Like, these things are like just explosive. He's got 2 pairs of knuckles on.
That's Black Label for you. The cop
I mean, he's not afraid to use lethal force.
Just enough not to kill you. I mean, he kind of, it's a zombie, so I guess there's no
rules,
but
they're kind of dead already anyway.
Yeah, that's why he can take his head off, no problem.
I think, and then this one cop comes out and he starts shooting a Tommy gun, and Johnny the Whip, I like when he says, "Y'all just earned yourself a coffin." Just that phrase, I'm like, man, that is so 30s.
Yeah.
That is so gangster.
Yeah.
And to fast forward, Gordon pretty much tells Bats that he should carry a gun with him, because where he's gonna get himself killed. And then he pretty much has an arsenal in his bedroom, right? Just a bunch of firearms, some old school pistols, pretty cool, some rifles.
Yeah, he still has his dad's collection.
Oh, that was his father's collection?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Then we cut book 3. We cut over. We see the voice transmitting. I know that they pretty much want to go after all the main sectors of the city. I know that the voice, he wanted to hit like the police station and a couple of other spots.
And this Julie Madison girl shows up again, unannounced.
While Batman has the bat suit on and a gun and a pistol in the hand.
I think it's funny in this book how Batman talks to himself a lot. Like,
well, he got no outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not like there's no like inner monologue at all in this book. he's actually saying the words.
He's
And-
saying the words. Yeah. I tell you, man, whoever drew Julie Madison's book did a good job. Very cool, very statuesque.
Yeah, I was gonna say down to like the facial expressions, just very kind of stoic, but like very in
Classic.
the eyes. Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
You can see like she's helpless, right? There's some helplessness
Mm.
and innocence to her. But definitely like that classic Hollywood, down to the physique with the dress, the draping, just very
Mhm.
attention to detail, and also like
Mm.
the brushstrokes are very photographic, right? When you see these old black and white photos that tend to get touched up with color, I feel like it has that retouching sense to it,
Yeah.
which is of the time.
So her and Bruce,
Make a baby.
something happens there. I don't know.
Yeah. Just talking. She's
A clock keeps ticking. Something's happening there.
yeah. Tick, tick, tick. There really are. There's a lot of between Julie Madison and the rabbi. It's like these figures in this book that help Bruce, I guess, evolve a little or learn something about himself, give him a different perspective, I suppose. Very early Batman, so I guess that
Right.
when she wakes up. What's kind of cool? I've never seen this done before, but she wakes up naked, nude, and she wraps Batman's cowl around her as if it's a robe. Which,
Mhm.
Oh wow, she did. Okay.
yeah, I thought
Yeah,
that was
you
really
can see
interesting.
the cowl kind of just hanging like a hood, right
Yeah.
behind her.
She goes out to the
Oh, that'd be an awesome
His
statue.
little lab.
little garage lab, and he's
Meth-
performing an
meth lab.
autopsy on Frankenstein right there. Like, and
He must have
She's
knocked
like-
her out because he had time to go downtown, get one of these cadavers, and bring it back.
unless he had it there already, right? I don't like.
No. Yeah, he says that he like went out to grab it, and then and then when she walked in, he's like, "Have yourself some coffee that will like offset the smell."
Yeah.
He went to go get some bagels and just came back with his body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot. Then you cut over. The whip is in the hospital. It's kind of weird. They have him in this, almost like a containment unit.
Yeah.
I don't understand why, but okay.
That's just the medicine of the time, man.
I believe so. Yeah, it was very dramatic visually, and Bruce walks in with this white gangster suit and just
He looks like he's
My
ready to
goodness.
go on the Love Boat.
yes,
Yeah,
with
she's
the
just
pipe.
showing off that he's got money, right? He's got the
Yeah.
pipe. He's in the hospital smoking the pipe, and
Well, I guess he's playing it up, trying to distract from the fact that he could be Batman, right?
Yeah.
And,
He's trying to figure out where they're keeping Johnny the Whip because he knows that the voice is probably going to try to come kill him, so he won't be talking. And he
But he
needs
has-
to know which room he's staying in.
and he develops a weapon for these undead henchmen. Does it have something to do with colder temperatures or something? It helps them decay faster, whatever it is. I forgot how.
yeah, it's like a gas compound or something, right?
Yeah.
That he said the gas will kind of speed up
You speed up the
They're-
decomposition.
their decaying process.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
One thing that I think is important to touch on is that there's another character in the story who's the warden of Blackgate. And what's his last name? Like Shelby or something like that?
Warden Shelby, I think it said. Yeah.
Shelby. That reminds me of Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
He's kind of power hungry, and him and Gordon butt heads a lot because he sees Gordon as intruding on his authority and his role. And Gordon's he doesn't trust him at all. And so that guy just happens to show up at the hospital too. And they kind of have a spat of words, but Gordon says something to him about, Bruce Wayne saying, if you have any ambition for being in politics, you better start basically kissing people like Bruce Wayne's ass, because you're going to need them. You're going to need friends in that circle of wealth to support you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Gordon kind of knows how to play the game too, right?
Gordon is playing a very political game
For sure.
because
But
he
you know
knows
that-
if he's got him behind him, the mayor really can't touch him.
Nah, not at all.
That's what I love about these earlier Gordon stories too. Like, he's always the underdog, even though he's always good. There's always corrupt cops in Gotham, right?
Right.
And this is just perfect proof of that this guy is running his own shit, like in Blackgate in the prison, and he doesn't want any other involvement.
And it just also goes to show that, I mean, there's another reason why he keeps Bruce kind of in his back pocket in a way. He's the ace up his sleeve. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. And he arms him with that weapon, and
So
also I guess
Batman brings in the whatever gas and
the gas.
tells Gordon, "Hey, keep this."
I love how the undead henchman just crawls through the window, grabs the whip, and then leaves. And the cop comes in.
He's like,
God,
Gordon's gonna kill us.
Gordon will have our asses for this. The fucking Frankenstein just crawls through the window, grabs him, and leaves. Like,
How many stories up were they?
Yeah, exactly. Because those guys they have to be big and bulky and clumsy, So I don't know.
Yeah, I was saying these guys are not coordinated, right?
Yeah.
I love the panel where Batman is just on top of the car, kind of subway riding the car a little bit.
Yep.
That's really sick. I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then you get the rabbi out there he's about to get beat up again. Oh, the Dugs came back for the rabbi.
This rabbi is just always in the worst situation.
Yeah. And they're filming the movie, and all of a sudden 2 explosions go off.
Yeah, the voice is making his play to take over
Yeah.
Gotham and setting off explosives around town, and Julie Madison and her other actor are on set. The bombs are going off around them, and the director's like, "Keep it rolling." He wants to use the footage of the explosion, and Julie's like, you shouldn't do that, because if people are getting killed or hurt in those, you don't want that, in the film. But
Yeah, they hit the mayor's office, the governor's mansion, police stations, all sorts.
Bruce goes to Blackgate to confront the warden, because that's who he suspects is the voice. And
that's where you kind of see the jig is up. You're like, all right, now we're starting to see where this is going, and it's about to conclude that this guy's kind of gotten caught.
Yeah. So they got the warden.
And they see Batman kind of in that fog. He does look like a creature of the night there. He kind of gives off this really eerie, silhouette against this fog. Did
you guys get like little Kelly Jones vibes for a while when you start seeing, like, especially this one scene where he looks really demonic and his eyes light up and he starts laughing? Like, to me, that I felt like that was a nice little homage to like that stylization of him.
Absolutely, definitely with Kelly Jones. Yeah.
That was cool. And then in my head, I'm like, man, I would love for this series to like go into that realm where they do like a little style of Kelly Jones, and because it's very dark, right? Like, kind of long Halloween setting of Gotham.
Yeah, I definitely see Kelly Jones' influence in this. Also, like Bernie Wrightston, like all the detail, the scene where I guess they're on the movie set, right? And it just looks like Frankenstein's lab to me. And then
Right.
you got the guy strapped in. It's just
It's like that's where they convert the bodies to the zombies. Batman figured out that instead of fully killing them when they electrocute them, they take them to like an inch of death.
Yeah.
And then they've got this serum that they inject them with, and it turns them into these, monster men.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty messed up, actually.
Yeah, it is. And it wasn't the warden, it was his
his second in command, I guess, right?
Deputy?
Deputy, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who had his own political ambitions. Yeah. He wanted to use, the situations happening around the world to leverage and take control and take control of Gotham. He's like one of these people, your classic bad guy that he wants to portray himself as someone who wants to reform the world and pull it up from war and all this stuff and to improve the city, but by doing so he wants to kill everybody or take control in a very fascist manner.
Yeah, I was about to say this was his opportunity to attempt to be a dictator or something, and embrace the poor, have them embrace him immediately, and it just did not work. But he didn't try, right? When he made that like announcement, everyone's like, they pretty much just like neglected him.
Yeah, I know. Like, shut
Come
up,
with
dude.
Me.
Yeah. he tries to show how, or says how, Gotham's mayor and leadership are failed you. I'll be the one that will lead us out of this. And these people are like, no.
Yeah.
And Batman, he's now chasing this the voice. I forget this guy's name. But in the fight, he injects that dude with his own serum and turns him into one of these zombie dudes.
Yeah.
But did you guys see that panel there where he's got that Tommy gun?
When Batman has a Tommy gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be my favorite panel, maybe.
I was like,
that shit is hardcore.
And I'm not a big gun guy, but all these people that always talk about, Batman doesn't use guns. Batman doesn't use guns. Yes, for the most part, he does not try to use those weapons. But there's times, especially in these, golden age era, when he did. And it was just kind of really the sign of the times.
Yeah. So the voice is done. And he does one last side quest with the rabbi.
Batman used a biplane to drop some of the
gas
on the zombie people.
Yeah, he just like jumps out of a plane, right?
Like, where does he go? Where does he get that thing?
And somehow the voice manages to stab himself. Batman kind of frays off in the last second, and the guy ends up just stabbing himself with the serum, and instantly kills himself, right, from the impact. And this is where they're pretty much drawing up a big crowd, right? Everyone from the movie set is kind of seeing what the hell's going on, and just kind of like right outside of this the prison.
Right. Yep. And they're seeing that, Gordon's alive. They're seeing that Batman is actually working on their side. So.
Yeah, I love how Gordon just shows up in the last second and is like, "Where's the Besto?" And then he thinks he just got away, and then Batman kind of just shows up, handles it, and then just disappears in his typical fashion.
Well, he explained how that guy had already breathed in so much of this gas that Batman had made that by the time he injected himself, it just basically blew him up.
Kill him on sight, yeah.
Yeah.
But I love, it's always just that classic move where Gordon's about to get the last word and Bruce is already gone.
Yeah.
He's like, I really do hate that.
It's
And
never
then
gonna
he's got
end.
that final scene where he sees the rabbi one last time, right?
One last side quest.
Right, and pretty much says that he's never going to be a soul that's at peace.
Mm.
And I think he credits, he also credits the rabbi for just convincing him about the gun, right? Because the gun
Yeah.
is representative, obviously, of his
Mhm.
parents' death, and he said that by him in the beginning, he said by him using the gun, it just goes against everything that his parents died for, right? And that's why he'll never use a gun to kill. So it's an homage to his dad, and then the rabbi kind of sees the good in him, and then wants to break bread with him, and I kind of laugh because he invites him for like Shabbat dinner to kind of break bread with his family and have a sense of wholeness, and Batman's like, I'm not that guy.
Can you imagine Batman's like, pass the gravy, please.
Yeah,
I'll have some sweet potato, please.
I feel like the way that it ended was really full circle.
Yeah.
But it kept it open, and that's where I kept kind of saying to myself, man, this universe could be reimagined and just move. You could do second night or still keep the first night story and just keep moving through the eras. And whether it's the same artist, it could be a different writer, but obviously, like these guys, they do this noir vibe so well that they should keep doing homages to different stories. Like he can clearly do a year two,
Yeah.
and just keep rolling with it. Like this was only three. There were three big issues in the sense that it had a lot of panels, but like Graham said, like you don't need too many words. The art was just so well done and narrative in its own sense that so much. The lane is open for this series, right? Clearly Alfred will show up in the next one, right? If this were to happen, and now you start seeing Wayne Manor kind of build up into the next iteration if that were to happen, because it's in dishevels. It's disheveled.
Like you
Well,
could do Batman.
I think they may have hinted at something like that with on the back inside panel with these news articles that say like Alfred Stryker dies in fight with mysterious Batman plunge into deadly vat of acid,
Oh
and
shit.
Jewel Thief unmasked as Dr. Death, and all these things like that, because those are straight up golden era stories.
That's a good point. Hopefully we'll get more of this because it was really good, and I think it needs to be talked about more because it's a very good book. I enjoyed it. Artwork's amazing, and we need part 2, Batman versus the Mook.
Right?
The Mooks.
The Mookster men.
The Mookster men.
So I guess we'll do out of 5. All right.
Out of 5 what?
Out of 5 mac and cheese plates. All right, Teasy, how many mac and cheese plates do you give this one out of 5? Believe.
I think I want to give this a solid 4.
Yeah.
Not that it wouldn't be worthy of more, but I felt like it was lengthy with the words, but I felt like consistently with the internal pages, it was heavy in the dark inks, and then all of a sudden they hit you with these amazing splash pages. But I felt like there was just too many highs and lows visually. But overall, the splash pages and the other zoom in shots and the exploration of the cowl and the costuming, I think, made up for that. So solid 4 for me. I really enjoyed it. I felt like it was something different, and it kept me wanting a new iteration, a new series. I wish something like this could probably be 2 or 3 more issues, but maybe at another time, I think.
Maybe I would love an ongoing of this. That would be cool.
Or I mean, you could easily do one shots of this and have it once a year or twice a year and still really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It could be a short rogue story. It could be a new reimagination of Two-Face or Joker or Penguin. All those guys could just be in this universe.
Yeah.
Arkham. So I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I finally got to read it.
Nice.
Bleak.
All right, Gramps had a 5 mac and cheese plates. All right.
I'll give this. I'm gonna tease this. A solid 4 bowls of mac and cheese with a side of pumpkin pie.
Oh, the
He's
pie.
passing out.
Yeah, food coming. Bring on the carbs. No, I mean, like I said in the beginning, I love this iteration of Batman. I wasn't a big fan of the Golden Age, but I still like the look. And with a modern art, this takes on a different tone and a different imagery of Batman that we don't see a lot. You mentioned Kelly Jones. Yeah, that's exactly that horror noir Batman that strikes fear in the bad guys, and I love the street level of the the late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
I would anything that leaves me wanting more is a great book, and I want more of this. I
You
hope
want
that
more
they
pumpkin
continue.
pie, huh?
I want more pumpkin pie. Yes, definitely. Yes, please. And I'd like to. Even from the same creative team. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they do?
One thing that my one thing that I think could make this seem even more nostalgic in a way is if this were printed on like that newspaper type of paper.
Yeah.
That would have been so
That'd-
cool.
That'd be a nice touch.
That is true.
That'd be cool. I like that.
But I loved all the variant covers,
Yeah.
especially who was this? Mark Aspen. What's his name? Aspinall. He creates like these vintage magazine type covers.
Yeah.
And they just look so good.
Yeah, that's good.
I love it.
Yeah, I feel like that newspaper print would have taken this to the next level, and they could have
Yeah.
easily charged a little bit extra. Like, I think for a Black Label book, it wasn't that expensive. It's under $7. They could have definitely taken it to the next level. But beautiful covers, I feel like when you put all of them together, they kind of feel like they could be like a triptych, a trio of just a bigger scene, because they were just very seamless.
Now you have the single issues?
I do, yeah.
They're that magazine size?
Yep. Yeah, look at this guy.
I have the other one on the floor. Let me grab this one real quick.
God damn. This guy wasn't playing.
Yeah, I'm glad we finally got to read it, because I kind of, this was the first one. This is kind of like
that one right there.
That's good. That's the hardcover too, underneath the book jacket, right? Same thing.
Yeah, that is the hardcover.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the hardcover.
Yeah, look at that.
It kind of has that like
Hardy
Boys esque kind of storybook, like
nice
pulp.
Yeah, I like it. So
it would have been cool.
How does it smell?
It would have been cool to get a lot more variants of this.
One thing that I like is that again, going back to the imagery of Batman, did you guys realize that there was going to be a Batman Year One movie put out? What was that guy's name? Aronofsky. That was going to use this based on the 1939 Bill Finger design. Frank Miller was involved, but it wasn't based on his Year One story.
Yeah.
But they were going to use that Bill Finger design for the costume. But it never happened.
Shit.
This would have been a really cool animated series as well. Like a short, like one of those films. I think that would have been cool too. seeing the first appearance Batman. You don't really get to see him in the animated form, so that would have been cool.
What about you, Times? What's your ratings?
I'll give it 4 out of 5. Same thing, 4 out of 5.
Solid.
The artwork is just so good, and they really were very disciplined with keeping it in that time period without slipping anywhere. They just kept it raw. I like the story. I think the story could have been stronger, but it was strong enough. I think they could have did a little more, some more twists and turns, and the rabbi side quest was it just it's a damn good read. It's such a good modern way of going into the golden age. I mean, we're kind of lucky to have this because it's golden age,
Yeah.
We're going back to, Batman's been around since 1939, and they're still finding ways to make him relevant even from back then. So this is a very cool, refreshing, in times where we live, where you have this constant reboots and all this outlandish, over the top Elseworld stuff, and fucking killing Alfred. It's refreshing. It's kind of refreshing to go back and just have something more raw and pure. Hey, it is Monday Night Raw here in Bad Force Radio, anyway.
Monday Night Raw, dog.
Raw dog.
Yeah, it wasn't overly done, right? They didn't try to recreate the wheel. They just made it more modern.
It's like, okay, take a few issues of the Golden Age and give us some modern artwork, and that's kind of what we got. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty fucking sweet. That's cool.
Yeah.
And you know what? It has detective noir and horror. It has horror elements in it. So
Oh yeah.
a lot of nods. It's very cool. It's a very cool take on Batman. And the artwork is just so good.
The artwork is so good.
Right?
Mike Perkins is so good. The colorist Mike Spicer, beautiful palettes used.
Yeah, he spiced it up pretty good.
He did. It's great.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. So any listeners out there, highly recommended The Batman First Night on DC Black Label. Very fun, gorgeous artwork, very cool detective noir / horror story. Just you have monsters and gangsters and Tommy guns and Batman, and what more can you ask for?
And dames.
And dames and ladies of the night, and
that's right. They're just trying to support their kids, like
it's the depression, man. It's the breadline. So
anytime you got a gangster that has a nickname, I'm in.
The Whip.
The Whip. Hey, I'm Johnny the Whip, yo. Yeah,
I like that. So, anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to stay tuned for more reviews and guests over on Bat Force Radio, the Batman / DC podcast with no limits, the most consistent Batman-focused podcast in existence. Have a good night, folks. And happy fucking Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble.